All right, Tan, this is one of my most interesting things. We kind of touched on it a little bit in our just previous discussion. Some influencers sometimes come in a second, and sometimes come in over a lifetime. And I've had many. I know you had many. One of my first was my grandfather, my grandmother, my mom, my aunt were from Kiev, and they immigrated to Canada. And I remember when I was five, my grandfather used to take me for walks in the park. And I asked him, I said, his name, I called him Zeta, how do you know all these people? Because he talked to everybody. And and he said, well, you see that guy over there? I remember him pointing. He said, one day I looked up and I smiled at him, and he smiled back and then came over and we started talking, and now we're great friends. And when we did that, another person came over and saw us smiling and smiled at us. And as a 5-year-old, I'm thinking, wow, life's simple. I just got to smile at people and stuff. And then you start complicating it as you get older. But the reality is that really is one way to influence people, is just as simple as that, smile. Um, with that said, could you share with us maybe two or three people that have been influential in your life?
Yeah, certainly. So, I mean, to me, first of all, it is about looking at people more from their attributes than them as individuals. That's how I look at influencers. I mean, it could be somebody who has great communication skills, or it could be somebody who has done something into society. So, for example, Mother Teresa, for what she has been able to do for the world,
Mhm.
and really bring a smile to people's face. And that really is a great influencer for me. She's a great influencer. The other is Helen Keller, because in spite of her, the disabilities associated with blindness and deafness, she never saw that come in the way of the progress she wanted to make and the influence she wanted to make in the world. I mean, so that's how I look at influencers.
Wow, and two ladies as the top influencers, one blind, one a small little lady with presence like none other out there. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Welcome.